I'm Jamie.
And you're watching Autekka. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. We're going to do a little bit of a techie talk in the automotive industry, of course, and just see what kinds of options we have when it comes down to actually propelling us down a street.
So I think the way that I've laid it out here is we're going to introduce it by sort of mass market adoption. So IC, internal combustion engine, HEV, hybrid electric vehicle, EV, electric vehicle, PHEV, plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, and then FCEV, fuel cell electric vehicle.
Everybody's really familiar with an internal combustion engine. That's pretty much what we've been tripping over for the last 100 years. So, do you want to describe what it is?
Sure. So gas goes in a tank from a fuel station. That gas is mixed with air and a spark in a series of cylinders. It used to be that you could even get one-cylinder vehicles.
Yeah.
And then the combination of sparking the fuel and the air combustion pushes the cylinder down, and it in turn spins, the running gear of the car, and that what gives you either front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, or four-wheel drive. And so the good about it is we know this technology. Gas is a very efficient conveyor of energy. So in other words, weight versus explosive output, gas works really well.
And it's really available. It's really
lots of delivery systems, and the delivery system is pretty quick.
Yeah.
And so common example of a gas vehicle, a Porsche, a Corvette.
Of course.
In fact, just about every vehicle is gas or diesel.
Yeah, for sure. So that kind of takes us over to a plug-in electric hybrid.
No, it
Or
takes us to hybrid. The
straight up
Toyota
hybrid.
Prius, come
The
on.
Prius, the granddaddy of the hybrids.
Yeah, it changed the world.
It did. Now you can get them pretty much, a lot of SUVs. You can get them in, smaller vehicles. I mean, they're pretty much, they're out there. Let's just say, right?
Yeah.
We'll edit that out.
And
But-
so just in a description of a hybrid electric vehicle.
So you have both an electric engine and a regular internal combustion engine, and they basically work together in harmony under a certain amount of, or under a certain speed. The hybrid would kick in, and then once you pass that, the internal combustion engine would then take over and give you the power that you may need. So they kind of work in harmony.
Through a computer.
Correct.
And the reason why Toyota was one of the land breakers on it is because they were also good at doing this before cars in forklifts.
Yep.
That's where hybrid technology
I
was
didn't know
apparently born. And then that was quickly followed up with, ye old Muskie's company,
Yeah.
Tesla, which
Straight
is
up.
an EV, an electric vehicle. So there is no gas or fuel component to an EV. It is just running on batteries. Obviously, the big leap forward was lithium-ion batteries, the cost of producing them, and the access to some of the raw materials. Those two things have improved. The result is that the cost to produce batteries has gone down. So the good about EVs is that carbon emissions, so carbon footprint.
Yeah.
So in a hybrid electric, we get reduced carbon footprint. But in an electric vehicle, we could conceivably get no carbon footprint. Your carbon footprint obviously being the carbons that come out of a tailpipe. However, there is a lot of discourse that goes on about not only battery creation but eventually battery liquidation, which we're not going to get into. So an electric vehicle is essentially an electric engine propelled by the fuel that's electricity stored in lithium-ion batteries. And they get charged by any series of different types of chargers, which could be as little as the one at your house, through to the superchargers that can do, megawatt hours in seconds.
Yeah.
They are still more expensive than hybrid vehicles and just straight ICE vehicles.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess I should have mentioned as well, with regards to the hybrid vehicles, I didn't do the good and bad, and the good is what outweighs just a regular electric vehicle is you won't be stranded really, unless you run out of gas. But I mean, at the end of the day, if your plug-in electric vehicle runs out of battery charge, you're pretty much done, right? Whereas on the hybrid, you've got the internal combustion engine as well to get you out of a pickle if you ever get into one.
Again, so the most commonly viewed EV at the moment would be Tesla.
Yep.
Tesla, really took it home for EVs in terms of establishing electric vehicles as a viable, scalable model for car ownership for individuals all over the world. PHEV, I take it to you.
Thank you. And PHEV, essentially, it is a hybrid vehicle, but you have the option to actually plug the car in at night or wherever you are to actually charge up the internal electric engine. Batteries that are in turn going to power the electric motor. Examples of these would be like a Ford Escape or like a Mitsubishi Outlander.
Ford has both.
Well, yeah, they do, and these are just a couple that I'm throwing out there, right? But I mean, there's literally dozens of these vehicles out there, and pretty much every manufacturer is kind of leaning towards this kind of technology. It seems to be the most popular right now.
Well, yeah, because the batteries in plug-in hybrid electric vehicles versus hybrid electric vehicles, the batteries in PHEVs tend to be larger, and therefore you can actually get meaningful battery-only use out of the vehicle, particularly in the city. And so, in the Jeep Tesla videos that we did, looking at the two comparatively, the reason why the Jeep did so well from a fuel consumption perspective, relatively speaking, was, if most of the clients we deal with tend to be urban folk, there is a great period of use for that vehicle where there is no gas being consumed whatsoever.
And you could probably have a tank of gas last you forever, literally, in that car, because you're only doing like a 10-15 kilometer commute.
Yep. Is the FCEV.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to take this one.
Well, this one's interesting, and it's still out there. The jury's still out on this technology, and Toyota's 2000, I think their Mira, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but they started this whole.
I think it is Mira.
It is a Mira, right? It came out in 2019, 2020, somewhere around there, and the technology's there. They claim that it's stable, and they claim that it's the new way of the future when it comes down to how we're going to work. Propulsion, I guess, when it comes down to actually getting a vehicle from. We'll edit that out, but
or maybe not.
But essentially, what you're doing is, rather than having like a regular plug-in hybrid or an electric vehicle, you have a fuel cell which contains hydrogen. That hydrogen in turn is taken and creates power for the electric engine, which then powers the vehicle itself. So rather than having a battery cell, like a lithium-ion battery, you have a hybrid fuel tank, a cell that's in the back of the vehicle. That's what is
delivering
electricity to the engine, essentially, right?
And so I guess from what I understand to do with this is the huge benefit is that it spits out water as like the byproduct of
correct, yeah,
of power production.
Exactly.
But I also gather that the negative is that hydrogen itself, in terms of a fuel that you need to put into a vehicle and need to have stored in certain places, has some bad sides to it. Perhaps you want to expand on the negative sides of
Hindenburg comes to mind.
Yes.
Kind of thing. Yeah. So I mentioned that right now they have the technology, they have the ability to make sure that this hydrogen is stable, and the tanks that they're using are literally like bulletproof. So the tech is there. They claim that it's safe. Like I said, most probably 8 out of 10 people right now say that the jury's still out on this, but whether or not they want to actually hop into a vehicle that has hydrogen power. But I mean, it's right, but it's Toyota, and I think Hyundai has a hybrid.
You can buy that one in BC. Yeah, I think they've sold 8 of them or 9 of them today. And that's
they're
because
flying out the door.
It's because there's not that many hydrogen stations that you can actually go to in terms of infrastructure.
Exactly. When it comes down to my personal preference, it's got to be a plug-in hybrid electric. Like you've got the best of both worlds. You never have to worry if you do decide to go off the beaten path. You always got your internal combustion engine
as the
fail-safe. And it's not only about running out of steam, but actually, like, when it comes down to the elements, the degradation of the the batteries could potentially put you in a situation where you're stuck, right? So it just gives me that kind of like that comfort, and just the ability to know that if I want to throw the family into the car and drive out someplace to go camping, go to the beach, whatever, go off the beaten path.
Road tripping.
You're gonna make it to a
Wherever
gas
you're
station.
going,
Well, not only there, but make it back to a gas station safely, which is also within a
Yeah,
certain
because the
proximity.
engine can power the battery as well as the plug-in.
Right.
And so
it
you
just
still
might-
get the efficiency. And so
Exactly.
so I'm a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle individual as well. And there's three. I'm gonna try to remember the three big reasons why. Reason number one is the same as yours. I just find that when you really get down to it, a battery-powered vehicle, exclusively battery-powered vehicle, if there's something that happens to that battery or the energy in that battery, that car's going nowhere. And the delivery system for refueling, as I said I was going to mention, still is very weak, in terms of fail-safes for, hey, I've run out of gas on the side of the road, or I've run out of battery on the side of the road. I believe CAA is rolling out something for this.
That's right.
But how long it's going to take them to meaningfully charge anything in a battery from a truck, I just don't know. Two, I also worry about really sort of the overall green footprint of electric versus plug-in electric. So as that battery degrades, the usability of that vehicle degrades along with it.
Right.
And so when we get to year 12 or year 11 or year 14 of when that battery's gone, battery prices might have come down, but it's still, they're incredibly expensive to swap out. And so are we going to arrive at, just rolling 100% of every car from cradle to the grave in 11 years? That can't be good for the environment. Well, and so, I do find attractive the idea of just massive carbon reduction
Of course.
and
Don't get me
keeping
wrong.
normal gas
Absolutely.
stations
Keep
versus
it going. Keep it
versus no, but for hydrogen vehicles, they got to put in a whole new
going.
infrastructure.
That's what I mean. But
It's crazy.
if that's the way that we're going to see an improvement in our overall environment, amazing. Let's keep pushing that towards
Oh, yeah,
something
that's-
that's better for all of us. But all I'm saying is we're a ways away from that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And frankly, who really knows about the reliability of a hydrogen fuel stack cell
That's
bingo bango chingo kachango vehicle,
Yeah, exactly.
if you know what I mean? That could be the new Jaguar, really.
Yeah, it could be. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Thank you very much, and please watch more of our videos.
Thanks for watching this video from Autekka.
We deal in new and used cars, so for further information, please reach out to us.
Support at autekka.com. Looking forward to hearing from you.